And then Bryce, when we will see you two together on Demon Slayer.
All right, so real quick, Devil May Cry, my favorite part. A lot of favorite parts, but one of them was I got to go to Japan for the first time on part 4, and then I got to go back in 5. But it was the first time to go to Japan to work on a project and do motion capture. So for me, it just had a lot of firsts and was really cool. And thanks for changing it back to OMG. You guys,
We got you.
Quick. Yeah, that was quick. It's like I looked back, I was like, wait a second, sneaky. Nice. All right, so and the second question was like, both.
I guess when you and Inosuke and you will get together in the show.
You know, I have no idea what's coming in the show. I haven't read the manga. We don't get scripts ahead of time. They don't tell us when things are coming out. So we kind of get a call like, hey, can you work on Monday? And then you're like, well, what are we working on? And they hang up on you. So no idea. But Johny and I have worked on a ton of different titles together. So it's
Like
always
Blue Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist, where I play the older brother. Johny! I think that the very first role that I had in a show with Johny was way back in the day on Trigun. Johny obviously plays Vash the Stampede, and in the flashbacks, I am Vash the Stampede as a little kid. And if you go back and listen, I might sound a little bit younger. Like I've grown, now my voice sounds like it did in middle school. But I sound even younger back then because I was a kid playing that role. So yeah, can't complain. It's always great being in a lot of shows with you. I mean, Danganronpa, we have a ton of lines off each other. Sword Art Online, we fight each other. Durarara, I mean, we don't like each other in that show. It's good times.
Yeah, anytime I know that Bryce is in something, like usually when you're working on something and you hear other names, if I hear Bryce is in it, then I'm like, all right, he's gonna deliver, you know. You look for a few names, you're like, this is actually probably gonna be a pretty decent project, you know. You judge it by the name, really.
Appreciate that. I'm glad that goes through your head. I really
It does. I go, oh, okay. Because if it's like a bunch of like names I've never heard, then I'm like, oh no.
you never know. We're not choosing our roles. Other people are casting us into these things, and you just kind of cast your net as wide as possible and see what comes back. So it is nice when I see your name on a casting sheet too.
It's spelled correct.
It's spelled this way, yes.
Can you make his be a, what's it?
Peterbook?
Peterbook?
Peterbook. What?
Peterbook. We'll make it happen.
They're quick, they're gonna do it.
All right, we have another question right here.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, my name is
There instead of my name.
Do you guys ever feel weird just knowing that that's your voice on the
Perfect. I need to picture that.
That's great, actually. That was so bad. Weird. Is it ever weird? Is it ever weird to you?
You know, I feel like you get used to it the more you kind of hear yourself. It's really weird for my dog. Like, she looks at me and she's like, why are you screaming right now? And she's just super confused. But I think, like, as a voice actor, it's something you kind of get over and get used to, just kind of hearing yourself back a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'd say the same. Like I know earlier on, like when it first started, it was hard to hear myself. Even like on Power Rangers, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't listen to myself. It's like when you first do your voicemail message, you know, the first time you ever did it, and then you hear your voice and like, that's what I sound like? There was a girl across the street that like was mad at me one time and said, you sound like a girl. I always thought I sounded like a girl. And so yeah, for sure, that happened back then. But now it's like, that's what I sound like. Like a girl!
And the request for Bryce, I was hoping that you are the captain of the 7 Deadly Sins, and so I was hoping for a transfer voice from the deep Meliodas Demon King to the joyous Meliodas that we all know and love, the perverted type too.
Okay, well, there's a trick to do this one too. And I'll just teach you guys how to do Meliodas' voice. So, to be the happy Meliodas, I raise my eyebrows so high it stretches out my vocal cords. I also play Zeldris, where I lower my eyebrows. It's all on the eyebrows. So Demon Meliodas, eyebrows are in the middle. That's it.